Right. So today we are going to discuss about the principles of surveying. What are the principles of surveying? So upon completion of this topic, you are able to understand what are the principles of surveying. Okay. Based upon those principles only, we will be doing our survey job. Okay. Now, in the previous class, we have studied about the classifications. In the earlier classes also, we have seen classification based upon the nature of field, based upon the nature object of survey. Next, in the earlier class, we have studied regarding the classification of surveying based upon the instruments used. Instruments used. Now, in today's class, we study about principles of survey. Now, generally, there are two basic principles, that is, always work from whole to part, and second one is to locate a position of any new point with reference to two known points. Means you are going to fix up a new point by taking reference of two known points. So these are the two principles we'll be following in the whole surveying. Either you are doing with a chain or compass or theodolite or whatever it may be. The main principle of surveying is. This is very important question. As per any competitive exams also, this is very important. And as per your curriculum concern, also very important. Now we'll discuss in brief what is always work from whole to part. Now, if you can see this picture, this undulated portion, whatever it is there, this is the area to be surveyed, which is what? Irregular shape. This is what? Irregular shape. Now, I want to calculate the area of this whole irregular area. Directly by using chain or anything, we cannot calculate. So for calculating this one, see the title. What is the title? Always work from whole to part. Means whole to part means what? Outer surface to interior, you have to come like this. Right? Means first of all, you have to fix these points. A, okay, B, right? Like that, every nomenclature means names of those stations, main stations, we call this as what? Control points. What is the purpose of control points is means, first of all, if you have seen an area, you fix the points at the boundaries in such a way that from A should be visible and B should be visible, and every station should be visible from another station, preceding station and succeeding. Okay, preceding station and succeeding station should be visible from the every station. Like that you have to fix. Those are nothing but control points. And here the outer lines what you are fixing, these are the lengths called as a survey legs, main survey lines. Okay, means first you are fixed the boundary points and you have to come into middle. From the outer to inner side. Now what makes the difference from inner to outer side or outer to inner side means, suppose if I start from middle and go like this, what happens? If I go like this, If any error occurs here, this will be cumulated. This will be cumulated. The error will be getting cumulated. Okay. By doing one point, if you are elaborating the whole survey, you may get error, and that error will be cumulated, means increasing, incremental. It will be incremental, right? For that reason, you are always to fix the boundary point, that is control points, like this, and work from whole to part, like this. You have to work from whole to point. Now what makes the difference here means, since I have fixed the points, suppose if any error occurs in this region, I can redo the survey from this control point itself, whereas the other will be perfect, means no need of conducting the whole survey once again. Whereas if I start from part 2, I go for a whole, anything mistake occur here, I have to repeat the survey. So that is the principle of surveying, that always work from whole to part, but not part to whole. This is the main concept. See, the surveyor should establish accurately large main framework consisting of widely spaced control points. As I said you, what are these? These are control points. Right. So we have fixed the control points. What is that? A, B, C, D and E. Right. Now this large framework is divided into network of triangles. So if I go back again, see, ADC is one triangle, ACB is one triangle, BCE is another triangle. Okay. Again, in between ABC, again I am going to frame different sizes of triangles. Okay. Again, this series of connected survey lines, like that you are forming a network of lines. Those are nothing but principle of chain surveying. Principle of chain surveying is what? Forming triangles, number of small triangles like that. Okay. Now the control points which have fixed here should be made by high accurate instruments. Next, see, as I said you, the larger triangle PEC is further divided into smaller triangles, further subdivided into still smaller triangles. Now what is the purpose means? Suppose if I have an area, this much of area is there. In between you got details to be collected. So you have to run a baseline and you have to, right, make some triangles, and from which triangle it is nearer, from which triangle this object is nearer, some building is there, okay, some wall construction is there, like that. From that you can measure the distance, like that. All these practicals you will be getting in case of your chain surveying. Okay. Next, interior details in smaller triangles are surveyed with less accurate methods. Okay. Now what is the purpose of always work from whole to parties? This avoids the accumulation of errors. And if the survey starts from smaller triangle, means from the middle or any other portion, the errors get accumulated during extension of survey. Means you will be going on doing the survey from one particular point and you will be expanding the survey area. So what happens? If anything error, either it may be personal error or natural error or instrumental error. These are the three types of errors you occur in case of surveying. That may get accumulated. Okay. Next, So because of this reason, because of this accumulation of errors is avoiding, we go for whole to part only. This is the first principle. Next one is to locate the positions of any new point with respect to what? Two known points, with reference to two known points. Okay. Either by linear measurements or angular measurements, or both linear and angular measurements. Now we'll see one by one what is this, how we can fix the new point with reference to two known linear points, two known angular points, and both one linear and angular. See now. Okay. Now here I want to fix up the point C, where I know the position of A and B. I know the position of A and B on the ground. I know this one and this one. On the ground itself, A point is fixed and B point is fixed. And I want to fix the C point. Now, by linear measurements AC and BC, the perpendicular CD. It's what? I know AC length from the drawing. I know BC length. Okay. Now, D is the midpoint. Perpendicularity means from 90 degrees I will raise a line. Now, up to which point I want to fix it? I want to continue up to where AC distance and BC distance. How? By taking the length. You fix the compass, draw a arc. From B, draw a arc. Some particular point you will be knowing the distance. Up to that, you fix the point. Okay. This is AC and BC are what? Linear measurements. Linear measurements. Now here, I know same. I know AC distance and BC distance. Draw an arc from A to C and draw an arc from B to C. The point where it is getting intersected, that is a point C. This is the linear method. And by angular measurement and linear measurement, I know the AC measurement, but from B I know the angle beta. I know the angle beta. So keep the pro circle here and mark the, suppose let us say 45 degrees, mark one point and extend the line up to where you are supposed to extend, up to the point AC. Now from AC you may take the distance and draw the arc. So at that particular point you stop the extension and draw this one. This is what? One linear measurement and one angular measurement. One linear measurement and one angular measurement. Okay. Next, now by angular measurement and linear measurement, same. I know angular measurement. Who is that? Off your mic. Watching the TV and listening to the classes. Yes, 95. Pin number 95. Pin number 95. Bloody idiot, don't you know the sense? So see here, in this case, I know AC angle and a BC angle. So directly keep the pro circle, point out the alpha angle and point out the beta angle, and both will intersect on common point, that is a C. This is both angular measurements. Okay. Now the following points may be noted while performing the survey is, as the cost of survey increases with an increase in the accuracy, means some sites are there where accuracy is not that much important, whereas in some cases accuracy is higher priority is given. So in those situations, as the accuracy of the instrument usage is increasing, the cost of the survey basically increases. Now in case of less accuracy sufficient, then chain surveying can be adopted, whereas if more accuracy in linear measurements only, then steel tape can be used. And if still more accuracy is required, in those situations both linear and angular measurements are to be taken, then the instruments like compass and theodolites are to be used. Okay. Now there is always possibility of making errors while taking the measurements and recording the observation. It is common. It is quite natural because errors are mostly possible. As I said you, errors may be natural errors, right? Instrumental errors or personal errors. Personal errors are the errors those we made by us. Okay. What we do is, while taking the measurement we are not going to take properly, and while reading, while writing, you have to do. And see, always whenever you do the measurement, you have to write at all of at once. At that same time you are supposed to write the observations, right? Hence there should be suitable provision for checks. Hence there should be suitable checks for provisions for checks. Okay. See, all the measurements taken in the field must be recorded in a proper field book at the time of measurement itself. Generally you will be having a field book. See, proformas will be there. For chain surveying the full field book will be there, for compass surveying the field book will be there, and for theodolite surveying the field book will be differing. Okay. Now whatever the things you are writing, it should be neat and clearly written, such that from the written data, from you have written, the others can able to plot the drawing. In that way you are supposed to write it. And suppose if any mistake has been gone, you have to round up and you have to make an initial sign that you have made a mistake and you have corrected it. Okay. And this measurement book is very much important because it will be kept as a original record of data. It will be kept as original record of data for the project work completed. Suppose any dam construction has been done. The dam construction, before that we have done survey, we have done construction like that. Surveying part record should be maintained perfectly. It should be in safe custody. Okay. Class 8. Okay. The field book is original record of data and should be kept in a safe custody. Okay. So these are the things we have learned. That is principles of surveying. That is always work from whole to part, and to locate a position of new point with reference to what? Any new point, any two known points. Okay.